een lekkere hark. Ook mag niet lachen.
Nee, niet lachen. This year for our olive harvest we will be able to do much more with the two of us, or with fewer people, because we have this nice little gift that I got from my parents for my birthday, which was yesterday, and it works really great. It shakes really fast, and therefore it knocks out all the olives if they are ripe enough, and we hope that we are able to harvest much more this year than the 200 kilos that we got last year. Right? Right.
Altogether we have about 100 olive trees on our property, and they haven't all got the same treatment over the last couple of years. The ones on the field that you will see later, they all got a hard prune about 2 years ago when we opened up the field, realized how many trees there were because we didn't know when we bought this land, and so they're still very much recovering from that. And also just the years and years of not being in proper sunlight and just general neglect.
En dan niet op je hoofd laten vallen?
Nee, dat is niet gebeurd. Dus
nee.
Het ging goed.
Ja.
Alright.
The ones that we are working on here, they were in a much better state somehow. Probably because they were already a little bit older, which you can see from how much thicker the stem is. We didn't prune them very hard, and they still needed some pruning to get out the bits that were kind of dead and full of lichen and all that kind of stuff. We pruned them a little bit last year and a little bit this year, just so that we also had some trees that would have a little bit of olives the next couple of years, but that also means a lot more sawing work, as you can see. So that's why we're working on these trees with the saw as well, just taking out all this and the stuff that's getting too high and too big, and some of it is also dead. So yeah, I hope that makes sense.
battery needs recharging, so we're continuing the old-fashioned way.
Ja. Kan ik daarbij, Lea?
Ja. Because we are on a hillside, we need to pin the net in some places so that not everything just rolls off on one end. So we got a couple stakes that we put into the ground and we secure them with some clips, and that worked really well. Next year we do need a bigger net, we realized, because with the variador some of the olives kind of tend to go wherever they want and not always on the net, so that's something we'll get next year.
Past.
Okay.
Ja.
Precies.
Precies. These are the big Cordoville olives that I showed you in a previous video as well. We harvested them from 2 trees, some of our oldest trees, and they were very, very, very full this year, as you can see. Yeah, so at least we have a very good eating olive harvest. Oh, ik heb mama's hulp even nodig.
Ja.
Papa.
Ja.
Puk, ga er nou niet voor staan. Puk, niet vasthouden.
Vasthouden, dat hoeft niet.
Een beetje fietsbotje.
Ja, of niet wiebelen. Eén kusje.
Ja, laten we wel een beetje in die andere doen.
Ja.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh ja, je bent wel goed bezig. Wat goed. Ga jij die doen?
Ja?
Oh, die kan ik.
Ja, je krijgt zo eten. Okay, good morning. So we picked about 3 crates full of these green cordoville eating olives. Quite a few of them, well, some of them are like not looking too great. So now I'm just sorting through all the leaves and all the ones that are not good anymore. Which is a little bit of work with 3 crates. We already did 1. So yeah. And then after I finished that, we put it in a barrel which is 55 or 50 liters. I think it should be I think we should be able to make it all the way to the top. What we'll see. So yeah, I'm very tired from all this olive picking. So sorry if I'm not very well spoken at the moment. So we use this thing that you also saw last year to kind of shake out all the leaves. And then I kind of go through by hand, take these out, which I throw in here. That can go to the compost or something. And then it goes into this 55-liter barrel. Yeah, I think we're about a third, which is good because we have 2 more crates. And then after all these good ones, we're gonna soak them in spring water for 2 months, and then after that we can brine them and flavor them and all that good stuff. And then we need to wait more, but it's all for our little olive monster book. Oh, bad lighting.
Kijk, je had even kunnen vragen.
I didn't.
Nou, je didn't.
Dus nu zijn we hier.
Ja.
Louis weg! Ja.
Je hebt toch geen man nodig?
Nee.
Nee.
Nou, ik doe het wel zelf. Kan niet.
Zal ik het even doen, schat?
Oh, doe jij het even. Hè? Oké, nu kan ik hem sowieso niet meer tillen.
Early morning. All the olives are packed. Car is on an angle, that's why the image is a bit skewed. Time for some coffee and I'll go to the press. I'm at the press. I'm the third one in the row, so it opens in an hour, so I'm good that I'm here early. Time for some coffee.
So just to clarify a little bit, on one side you put in the olives just from the bag and they're still mixed with leaves and little bits of sticks and all that stuff. So it goes into this thing and that blows out the leaves, as you can see, and then all the olives drop down, go into the conveyor belt, and they go inside. And because it was a little bit chaotic at the press this particular morning, Martin didn't get to film inside, but here are some clips from our friend Tom, whose Instagram you could find in the description box down below. As you see, the process is pretty simple. The olives come in, they get washed, then they get squashed, and then they get the water and the oil separates, and you get this beautiful green olive oil. All in all, fairly simple, just a lot of work. Okay, so this is the end result. We had 270 kilo in the end, and that came out 30 liters of olive oil. So we have 6 of these 5-liter jerry cans with our fresh olive oil.
Ja. Dan moet jij daar staan. Dat kan dus niet. Oh ja, en papa gaat beneden staan. Dan ben ik de scheidsrechter. Nee, ja. Die wil ook weer meedoen, hè? Wat moet ik er dan? Ja, hier staan.
Achtervan.
Jij mag hier staan. Ga jij maar doen. 2 poortjes. Nee? 2 poortjes stuk.
Oeh, die ruikt echt vers.
Kom jij erbij? Dan doen we met z'n 3 bij het poortje. Zullen we dat doen? Ja, en ik dan? Ja, dan moet jij doen.
Okay, so that was not as much as we had hoped for. It's a little bit more than last year, but obviously still not 500 kilos, which is what you need to get your own press at the olive press here locally. So, yeah, it's a bit of a disappointment, but we'll get over it. It all makes sense though, because we bought this land 2.5 years ago, and when we bought it, we didn't even know how many olive trees were there, in what kind of state they were, and we have worked very hard to get them up to par, but they obviously need a little bit of time to grow back and to get back into shape. So yeah, it takes time. We're using different methods on different parts of the land, and yeah, next year we'll have more, probably, hopefully. We shall see. But that's just to clarify that even though it's a pretty good olive year in this region, we don't have a great olive year because our trees are not in the best state yet. So we are very happy though with our new toy, the Vadia door. It works really well, and we can definitely see that if we have very well kept olive trees, we can harvest much quicker, even with just the two of us. But this year we were very thankful for Martin's father's help. It was really good to have him here and just have an extra pair of hands to get everything done. For this year, that's the olive harvest wrapped up. We have to wait a little bit longer for the green olives to be ready for eating, so you'll see them in a couple months, I think. For now, that's it. In the description box down below, you can find my Instagram, our Patreon, Facebook, all the good stuff. I hope you have a good Sunday, and I'll see you next week.